This is Yazova. Coming up, there's a bridge over one of the distributaries of the Vistula River, and it's well known, was well known for being a very dangerous place. There were lots of accidents happening here. 10 kilometers outside to the west of Elbląg. Nogat? Was it Nogal? I can't remember. Used to be a traffic light here over this bridge, probably in response to the amount of accidents that happened here. I believe that this was, I may be wrong on this one, but I believe this was the border between the Free City and Germany before the war, so that would mean we're now in Germany. It is now the boundary between the county, I don't know, province I suppose is a better word, the Gdansk province and the Elbląg province. And this place is Kazimierowo. Ice on the road. This is the beginning of the ring road around Elbląg. Again, being a ring road, it's a dual carriageway. This was part of the motorway which the Nazis used as their excuse for starting the Second World War. So they wanted to build it across Poland. Of course, ignoring the fact there was many places within Germany itself for which motorways did not exist. So it was a rather weak excuse. This road further on the motorway, which would eventually go to once went to Kaliningrad, Königsberg. The road was recently opened, only about 4 or 5 years ago. First time I went on it was in June 2005. And so there's no traffic lights being built here. Bridge, I should say. There's traffic lights here. But I bet there'll be a bridge here before long. There's, as I recall, there were 3 entrances to Elbląg. That could be the second one, or maybe it's another one. Elbląg's on the left. Quite an attractive town also. Go over the canal, which is the canal between Elbląg and Ostruda, which eventually gets to the sea. The little boats you can go on and go down the canal. I haven't done that. I think I'd like to one day. Point here there was a bridge built by the Nazis and taken down only recently. road has been financed by the European Union. Here there was a sort of an intersection that certainly went back around 70 years, and this is much better than it was before. Superb. Although now I suspect, because we're now onto the road as it always was, and here we are back to normal, full of holes and ruts, and still something's happening, and the important thing is that something's happening. And without the European Union, don't know what state the roads would be in, but certainly it was getting progressively worse until around 2002, 2003. So thanks to the EU, we've now got wonderful bypasses like the ones that we're just on now, and but now it's back to the roads as they always were. This is a place called Bogachevo. The bridge I'm going over now is one of the very rare instances of road improvements actually made in the 90s. There's a road which is coming in now from the left side, which used to be the main road, and this bridge was put in its place. Can't remember the year, but it would have been what, 96, 97, 98 maybe. It's very unusual for the time. Another bypass was made at a place called Miło Młyn, which in my opinion is the greatest achievement of the 90s, and it really is just a tiny piece of road. Another thing is, though, of course, that the dual carriageway north of Warsaw was extended by around 27 kilometres also in the 90s, and that extension has since then stopped. And here we have one of the problems that you get faced with when you're not on a motorway. Now travelling at 60 kilometers an hour on a major road. There's no passing because there's a double white line, but even if there were, it's not exactly safe to do so. It's blind. Not that that stops most people in this country, but one just can't see what's happening. So obviously these things happen in Germany as well, so that you can be on a motorway and you're going up a hill and there's a lorry that can't manage much more than 50 or 60 being overtaken by another lorry which can't manage much more than 60 or 70, and this in turn causes a tailback. But as there's no suitable passing places for quite some time, this could take me a lot longer than I thought. So if any biological stops were necessary, this would clearly be the time to do it. And the problem with this is that you do need to make a stop for the call of nature after you've got past something like this. You're much less willing to do so because you know you're going to have to try and overtake them again. As it happens, I don't actually need to take a stop for a call of nature. So we have people overtaking, and basically it's a blind corner coming up, so they shouldn't be doing it.